On April 7th, the Department of Homeland Security said migrants who enter the United States illegally will be screened by asylum officers while in custody under a limited experiment that provides them access to legal counsel. The new approach started last week with a tiny number of migrants. Officials said that the trial run is part of preparations for the end of the pandemic-related rule known as Title 42 that is expected to end on May 11th, and that has suspended the rights of many to seek asylum. If expanded, the new screening could bring major changes to how people are processed upon reaching U.S. soil to seek asylum. Homeland Security officials said they will begin working with a legal service provider they declined to name that will represent asylum seekers at initial screenings known as the credible fear interview. The screening interviews will be conducted in large U.S. Customs and Border Protection temporary facilities stocked with phone lines that will be used for the hearings. CBP policy limits detention to 72 hours, which will be the target to complete the screenings. So if this program goes into effect, the catch and release, which is what's happening right now under the Biden administration, will turn into 72 hours in detention, credible fear interview. If you pass, then released. If not, removed. Now, Donald Trump introduced expedited screening while in CBP custody, but President Biden scrapped it in his first week in office. The Biden administration officials say the new attempt differs by ensuring access to legal counsel and requiring that screenings be done by U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service asylum officers, not Border Patrol agents, as happened under Donald Trump. Officials said that currently it takes about 4 weeks to conduct a screening interview, and if someone fails to meet the criteria, another 4 to 5 weeks for air transportation back to their home countries. This new tack, which they're going to try to do, aims to shorten that time to less than 72 hours, the maximum allowed to hold someone in a Customs and Border Patrol facility under agency policy. Homeland Security said in a statement, this administration will continue to look at every tool available to make asylum processing more efficient while upholding due process and other protections as Congress refuses to act to fix our decades-old broken immigration system. The administration has expelled migrants 2.7 million times under a rule since March 2020 that denies rights to seek asylum under U.S. and international law on grounds of preventing the spread of COVID-19. Title 42, as the public health rule is known, is scheduled to end May 11th. Homeland Security officials have estimated illegal entries from Mexico could rise to 13,000 people a day after Title 42 expires, compared to about 5,500 in February. Currently, few migrants are screened at the border if they express fear of being returned home and are often released to pursue asylum and backlog U.S. immigration courts, which takes years. And I see that in my own practice. People crawl through the fence, crawl over the fence, crawl under the fence, go around the fence, however they do. They get picked up and released and left to file for asylum within a year of entry and then fight out in court. And that's happening right now. This whole program is going to look to change that. Now, most people pass the initial screening, which establishes a relatively low bar to be allowed into the USA and continue with your asylum. 77% of the people who go on a credible fear interview in March of 2023 passed their credible fear interview and were released into the United States to pursue an asylum case. Now, that doesn't mean that your asylum case is going to be approved. The final approval rate for asylum from immigration judges and immigration officers is substantially lower. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.